Quinton, word on the street is you got some spicy opinions. Is that true? Would you say that's true?
Yeah, I'd say that's true. My opinions are spicy, like jalapeno.
They're like jalapeno spicy. Okay, well, I feel like you actually have some spicier opinions than that, because jalapenos aren't even that spicy.
I guess you could say my takes are hot.
Holy shit. So we have this board game here. It's like a card board game. It's called Hot Takes. I think it's made by the same people that made What Do You Mean? Everyone's favorite board game.
Everyone knows What Do You Mean.
Yeah, everybody knows it. Basically, the premise of this card game is you draw a card. There is actually like a game component to this, but like we're not going to actually play the game because screw that.
Okay.
Basically, there's a bunch of cards on here that have like hot takes, as they say, and you know, like just like opinions on things that may be a little controversial.
Okay.
And we're gonna explore those today and see: do we agree? Do we disagree? Do we really agree? Do we really disagree? Do we really agree? Do we, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do. There's a lot in here, but we're just gonna see how many we get through.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that'll be fun. I think let's have a chit chat. Oh wait,
wrong show. Fuck, now we gotta restart. And yeah, see, like there's like these like agree and disagree cards, but like, you want one?
Yeah.
Okay, just for show, we'll have one. Okay, yeah, sure.
Well, how are we supposed to know? Like the audience needs to know if we agree.
That's true. Yeah, we can't just say it. We have to show them. There needs to be a visual component.
Yeah.
Right, Dean?
We also need like a Subway Surfers video at the top of this video.
Right. Yeah, because otherwise people are gonna get bored.
Yeah.
And we don't want that.
Catch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a little intruder here. Catch.
We're filming a video about hot takes.
Yeah. Hot Takes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a card game.
Yeah, it's a card game.
It looked like one of those like Mexican candies.
Yeah, it's like Slay the Spire, except not at all.
Okay.
There is cards in it,
Yeah.
much like Slay the Spire.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Okay, here. Do you want to take like a stack and then we can kind of read them off? We can kind of
yeah.
take turns reading them off. Or do you want to go first, or should I go
I'll
first?
go first.
All right. What's your first hot take?
Well, let's have a chit chat about it. Still the wrong show.
Damn it! You really need to stop doing that, man. Come on.
Okay, first hot take. Bam! Wikipedia is a reliable source.
I would say yes.
I would agree.
Mostly, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Everyone always says like, oh, you can't trust Wikipedia. Like, oh, you know, anyone can change it. I don't know, man. Most of the time when I go on it, I'll cross-reference it with stuff and it's correct. You know what I mean?
I think for general use, like if you're not using this as like a college essay or you're trying to like, you know, find finite proof of something, it's fine. Because like what do we do when we want like general information that we're not really using anywhere? We just want to be aware of something, we Google it. And oftentimes we don't like, you know, try to find the most credible source. We just find the first like Google suggested response
pretty
at the
much,
top.
yeah.
So like, why
That's
is Wikipedia a wrong thing? And two, you know, of course Wikipedia can be changed by everyone, but like it's more often than not reliable. And yeah,
the way that I've always seen it is like if you're writing a Wikipedia article, you must have some sort of investment because it's not like easy to edit, or at least. From what I can tell, I've never like gone out of my way to try to edit something on Wikipedia or write anything. You have to be a little invested, and I feel like at that rate, you're probably supplying reliable information.
Yeah.
You know. So I would say I
agree.
Agree.
Yeah, I would give this 8 jalapenos out of 10.
Okay.
That's how much I agree.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. I would.
Well, I figure since it's hot takes, you have to rate it on a hot scale.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give it a 8. I'll give it a 7 because there was times when I've gone on Wikipedia and they did just have wrong. Like, okay, this is really obscure, but one time I was on the stay with me here. I was on the back at the barnyard. Wikipedia page, and they were like saying that like Otis was in a war or something, and I was like, that's interesting. That's probably gonna get changed soon, but I got amusement out of it. So
I don't think I've ever come across false information that I know of.
Yeah. Exactly, you might not even know it. It might be so subtle. That's the thing, is like, imagine like people going on there like, I'm gonna craft misinformation, but it's gonna seem like it's true. Like I feel like if you do that, you're just a big f***ing nerd.
Next hot
take. Elderly people should be required to retake the driver's test.
I actually heavily agree to this, but only not that I think necessarily elderly people should take it, but everyone needs to retake it.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I agree, but Yeah, I don't think it should just be elderly. I think it should be like in increments of your life. Isn't that already a thing?
Oh, I have no idea. What I do know is, I don't know, I'm too young for this, but I'm pretty sure once your driver's license expires, maybe you have to take it again.
Right, yeah.
Or maybe if you do like something bad,
well, yeah.
Otherwise, I don't know, I'm too stupid for that. But I will say, I do think the elderly should take it, like maybe more, or, you know, just as much. But I do think everyone should retake it, but I would settle for just the elderly.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, based on what the card is saying, yeah, yes, I'll agree.
I agree.
Yep. All right, what's your
also 8 jalapeno. Actually,
8 jalapenos?
8 banana peppers out of 10.
Oh, that's pretty spicy.
Banana peppers aren't that spicy.
Oh, they're not?
No.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay,
Alright, next hot take.
There should be a maximum age for when you can run for president.
I heavily agree.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I heavily agree.
Yeah.
I will say, you know, to play the devil's advocate a little bit, I don't, you know, if someone's really good at critical thinking and someone does make a really good leader role and they would make a great president, that sucks for, you know, if we ever added like a whole max age limit. But also, you could have been president like before you were old. There is definitely a generation gap between your knowledge and like, you know, what you experience versus
well,
what
that's true too. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I think that's the biggest, like, most important thing is that there's a generational gap.
Yeah, well, and it's kind of like, it's kind of interesting because I feel like the older you are, the less likely that you are to be a great president. I know that, okay, maybe that's generalizing a little bit, but I feel like because of what you said, like the generational gap, like, you know, as time goes on, the current stance of the world is so drastically different from when you were in kind of like your prime or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. Yeah, I feel like there should be a maximum age.
I agree.
Overall, yeah. And it should be
17.
You have to be a minor.
Yeah.
President, basically. I mean, not,
yeah. I would give that one actually 9 ghost peppers. 9.5 ghost peppers.
That's pretty spicy. That's a pretty hot take. Okay, well, I don't know if they're going to get any spicier than that. We'll see.
That's what you think. Ha! Oh, wait. Ha! People should be compensated extra for their commute to and from work.
I mean, that would be nice.
That would be super nice.
That would be really nice. I mean, like,
you know, I want to see the best in humanity, but I feel like this could be easily abusable.
Yeah.
You could purposely get a job that's like further away and, you know, get compensated for having a long stroll to work.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, CEOs are only getting richer.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know. That's a thinker.
For me, I think I would just agree.
But like you said, people could abuse it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If this became like a thing, it would have to be very finely tuned.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd be interested to see like if that was implemented, like how that would go for like the first year.
Yeah.
And then how it would be after that point.
I would give this 5 hot tamales out of 10.
Okay. I wonder how many more hot foods you're gonna be able to get. That's the real thing that I'm curious about.
Yeah.
Okay. We should stop doing daylight saving time. I agree.
I have no opinion on this.
Oh really?
It feels nice. I don't know, it's kind of like a placebo, because it feels really nice when I'm like, oh yeah, I get an extra hour, but then it also sucks when I'm like, oh man, I lose an hour. But like during that time where I'm like, man, I got that extra hour of sleep, it feels really, like, even though it's like kind of just placebo, it feels really nice.
So you're kind of arguing that like, even though it's kind of pointless in the grand scheme of things, the idea of it there's like kind of a
it feels like I'm getting a reward almost, or not even a reward, but it feels like I don't know, it's just like a happy thing to look forward to when it's coming up. Like I said, I do think it's pointless, and like, but I'm not necessarily disagreeing with this, but I'm not agreeing.
Right, okay.
I'm completely indifferent to this.
Right. I don't know, I feel like the wording, maybe it's like kind of like strong, like, I don't know, like I don't feel like we really should, like it's like, some people really hate it.
Honestly,
I'm used to it, but.
I was gonna say, to me it doesn't, maybe it's because I don't deal with that, you know, on a timely basis. I don't have to worry about that.
Right.
But it doesn't really even seem that big of a deal to me. Like if we kept doing it, like
it's a little inconvenient, I guess, is the main thing. Like it's like,
yeah,
you know, because now you gotta
I feel like it's
change
just
all your clocks and
it's just one day you have to compensate for.
2 days.
Well, okay, yeah, but 2 days you have to compensate for, but like the time it takes to compensate is just one day. Like if you're planning for a big trip or something, or like, you know, you're getting fired, it takes a lot more time to readjust your life to that. But I feel like for daylight savings, I only need 1 day to be like, okay, change this clock, change that clock, and oh, I need to go to bed earlier, or oh, I get to go to bed later.
Yeah, It's not that. It's not like that much of a inconvenience in the grand scheme of things. There are far larger things to fret about. But you know, this is a hot take, so I'm gonna say yes.
Oh,
I'm gonna say daylight savings time. I hate it.
Honestly,
I hate you.
Oh wow.
I don't hate you.
This is a cold take for me, so I'm gonna rate this 2 lukewarm bananas out of 5.
That's pretty spicy.
Yeah.
As a white man,
Yeah.
that's still pretty spicy.
Oh yeah.
I guess I'll say how
Okay.
would you put your card? Like, okay, like just middle. Okay, I see.
Maybe I should rip it in half and then like turn one agree, one disagree. We have plenty of them, so.
That's true.
Okay, next hot take. Hiya! A British accent automatically makes you more attractive.
I
Disagree.
I don't think so.
I think it like
No, I like accents
I love accents
in
but
general.
I think for me it can go either way. This one. A British accent can sound attractive, but it can also make you sound poor.
Well, yeah, I think that just goes back to the person with the accent. Like, I feel like if they're not a very pleasant person to be around, like, the accent won't really do anything for them.
The fact that it says automatically, though, I'd have to say disagree.
That's a disagree.
I would say a hard disagree.
Yeah, I think that's my first disagree.
Yeah, this hot take, I give 4 buffalo sauces out of 5.
Next, we have movies shouldn't be longer than 2 hours.
That's cringe. I don't think we should limit creativity.
That's a good point.
I think.
But I have a short attention span.
True, but also then don't watch the movie.
But I want to watch this movie.
Okay.
Why can't they make it shorter?
True. So like let's.
They can't cut fat.
I'll entertain the thought. Like
Yeah.
let's say the movie's like a 2-parter, right?
Right.
And that gives you enough time to digest part 1 and then part 2. But you could also just say, okay, I'm at the halfway point of this movie. Pause. If you're at a movie theater, you can't do that. But I think like really it's up to the consumer to digest it however fast they want, because like if a movie's long, because like one, let's say we limit it to being 2 hours, right? But the movie was perfect at 3 hours. Well, if you make it 2 hours, it's too short and there's not enough quality in it. If we make it 4 hours and make it like a two-parter, 2 hours, then it's too overdrawn and too long and you know stuff like that. Like it feels like a lot of things are just over-explained and kind of just boring and drawn out.
Right.
So I think we shouldn't limit creativity.
The one thing I have about this, because I agree with you, I don't think we should limit creativity overall, because like some people have like the greatest stories in the world to tell, but they need more than 2 hours. You know what I mean?
Like Dune.
I
never watched the movies.
I also I do think like some movies have like problems with like having too much like filler, you know, or maybe not too much, but just like you know it's there.
Yeah.
And I think that's more of like my thought process is like just make sure every minute that you're spending is worthwhile. Yeah. If you're telling it and it's like a long story, you know what I mean?
But I think in that case, that's movies shouldn't have filler in them instead of movies shouldn't be longer.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's kind of a different.
Because you could say a movie could be an hour long, right? And it could still be full of filler.
That's true.
Super long.
That's very true. Yeah. So yeah, overall, yeah, I disagree. I'd say we don't.
I can't remember what
it was. Movies shouldn't be longer than 2 hours.
Okay, so then I disagree. I hard disagree.
Yeah.
I give this 9 Carolina Reapers out of 10.
Ooh.
Yeah. Monday is the worst day of the week.
I mean, I feel like Tuesday is the worst day of the week.
For me, it's Wednesday.
Really?
Because you're too far back to still be coasting off the relaxation you got from the weekend, but you're still too far away to be like, oh, I'm almost close to the weekend.
That's fair. I don't know. For me, it's kind of like the midway point of the week is kind of like an achievement for me, or at least that's how I see it. So like, I mean, you can say that at any point in the week, but like, for some reason, like that specific day, I don't know, it's like, oh, 50% of the week is done, basically. And that like is like kind of satisfying to me. Tuesday, I don't know, I just don't feel anything. Like that's why I think Tuesday is the worst day.
Tuesday sucks.
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, Tuesday can suck.
It's
kind of
between
like
Tuesday and Wednesday, I guess.
Yeah, with Tuesday, it's like, you know,
because I do kind of agree with
the shock ended. It's kind of like that placebo of like Monday, you're like, oh, this is just going to be a one-time thing. And then Tuesday comes and you're like, I have to do this for another day.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wait, I have to do this for the rest of the week, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tuesday sucks, but I think all in all, I don't think Monday is the worst day.
No, I don't think. That's the question.
That was the question.
Yeah, we went off the path a little bit.
I disagree.
Yeah.
3 sriracha mayo.
Ooh.
Out of 5. Yeah.
Okay. Our phones shouldn't be allowed to listen to us.
Oh.
Like, in general, or like...
Well, I guess, like the whole, like, Hey Siri thing.
Yeah, I mean...
I think the reason why people are worried about that is because, like, they're spying in on us.
No, I get it.
And which is really funny, because I posted something on my Instagram that was like, sorry to get political here, but it was like, my life if China's listening to my shit, and then it's like someone meditating and posing, and it's like, China if they weren't listening to my shit, and it's the same thing. Because like, whether or not people are listening on me, I have nothing to hide. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I feel about it.
That's true, yeah. I mean, like, yeah. I mean,
I understand when people are like, oh, but I want my privacy, right? But like,
yeah,
that's kind of hard in this world. Like, privacy is a very not allowed resource, because like, I mean, like, look at taxes, right? Like, because they're always looking at what you're doing.
I would rather not people listen to me, but I don't really have much that I'm like, oh man, I really don't want that to get out there.
Because what people, back to the main point, I think, of the question was like, because people are worried that their phone is listening to them, because like they'll talk about something and all of a sudden their phone comes up with a very selective ad, and you're like, oh my god, I was just talking about this like an hour ago.
I'm not as like worried about that.
To me, it's almost like if I need something, right? I would almost consider it great that my phone like was like, hey, Quinton, here you go.
And I mean, like, if your problem with that kind of thing is like, oh, I'm getting all these like selective ads suggested to me, and that's making me buy more things, it's like, that's kind of like in your hands.
I was also going to say, I was going to
like,
say, complaining about selective ads, I didn't think about the whole, oh, and I'm buying it, but I was like, why are you complaining about selective ads? Would you rather have like, you be advertised butt plugs instead of like, like a toaster when you need a new toaster?
Man, I really need it with my phone. I really need a butt plug. butt plug.
I don't know, maybe we're just sheeple, that's why we're not too concerned with this hot take.
Yeah, that's
we're just
true.
sheeple.
We are. I think that's...
Editor,
that's
put a sheep body right here.
Don't worry.
Matt.
Whoever that editor is, we'll do it.
Okay, I'm the editor.
Yeah, oh shit. I'm the redditor. Oh wait. Wait, I don't even know.
Phones shouldn't listen to us.
Well, okay, I don't think I agree that they... Well, wait, what is it?
I think those phones shouldn't listen to us.
I'm gonna say I agree. Like, I would rather they not... Because if I need something, I'll look for it. So I'm not really, the whole ad thing, I'm not like that.
I still think I'm gonna say disagree. Because I think the phone could provide some stuff, like especially whenever I'm like, hey Siri, set a timer, or hey Siri, do this. If we actually had more phone functionalities where they listen to our voice and they could do so many different things, I think it could be pretty cool. Like instead of us having that stupid Face ID. Yeah. To be honest, I do prefer Touch ID, but if we had like Voice ID.
Yeah, well, Voice ID also I think needs to be refined more. Oh yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it has to be perfect. But
yeah.
Yeah, I give this one...
I give it 6 pizza slices with hot chili flakes.
Oh, okay.
Out of 10.
Okay, yeah. All right, next one. This one's gonna be the hottest take yet.
Oh shit.
Warning, wee. Hot take alert. Animal testing should be banned. Oh wow, this is kind of a hot take. Or not a hot take, but it's kind of a more spicier topic.
Yeah. Well, what do we gain from animal testing?
We're able to experiment, because there's a lot of animals that are closer to human genes that if we can theoretically give an animal a disease and test like a medicine on them, if it works on them, theoretically it should also work on a human. Yeah, because the alternative is what some scientists say, is that if we don't animal test, we human test. Or we just have to, because like if we don't test on animals, we would just basically have to be like, theoretically this works, but we won't know until we use it on someone, and then we're like, hey, we're gonna use this on you experimentally. Boom. Yeah. And I will say, animals can't give consent where a human could. Because like you could tell a human, hey, this is an experimental drug. Yeah. Theoretically it should do this. Here are the side effects, here are the possible concerns. Do you consent to this experimental treatment? And they're like, sure. Or they're like, no. And I do think that's good, but that might halt the progress of medicine. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing is like, I think that's probably the reason why a lot of times they just go for animals rather than humans, is because they don't have to like go through the process of like getting consent. Yeah, it's kind of f***ed up to say, but I was gonna say it is pretty f***ed up. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this one. I'm gonna be honest. I think my heart says yes, and I think I'm gonna go with my head. Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. I think it should be banned. I think we should try to find a different means of testing. Like, what if
What if we like engineer? This is gonna sound really
a
stupid.
human
actually.
clone and then inject it into the.
Yeah. That's better than what I was gonna say.
Oh really?
I was gonna
thought
say
that's what you were gonna
we
say.
engineer like the worst possible creature that can't give consent, but it's okay because it sucks.
No, how about we engineer instead of engineering like people or doing that? How about we engineer like because they normally test on mice. We should start crossbreeding mice so they can give consent, and then boom, problem solved.
There you go. But what if they don't give consent? Then they just be humans.
Yeah.
And then we have a new issue.
That's not what the question is. Okay.
Okay, you're right. Okay, well whatever.
That was a spicy one. I'm gonna give that 10 cayenne peppers.
Oh okay, that's a lot of peppers. Smoking inside should be allowed.
As someone who kind of doesn't really like smoking at all, I mean this is kind of general because it's not necessarily talking about tobacco.
It's true. It's
about
not
weed.
But even then,
and it could also be talking about in a house.
Well, I think they
in public.
Well, my interpretation of that is like in a public space, like in.
If we're interpreting that way, then I think of course.
Like in a restaurant or I don't know, like.
I think of course it shouldn't be allowed.
I think it's just more courteous to just probably not allow it.
I agree, but I also think it should be up to the store owner.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I mean, I guess that is kind of like there are places that are like that, oh, this is a no smoking area.
But then again, it could also be kind of a health hazard.
Smoke can move through the air, so like even if you do it over here, it could like. I think that's the thing is about smoking in like an indoor space is it's like it's contained more, which is
I think it's air pollution.
Yeah, it
Not
can.
to mention, I mean, I don't know about the science of this, so I'm gonna sound kind of, I could be completely stupid and crazy here, but like, what if it's all built up in a building, right? And then someone opens the door, and then whoosh, it all comes out at once. That could be not healthy for someone if someone's like walking by.
That's true. Yeah, I'm gonna say I agree. I'm gonna say I agree as well. I don't know. I feel like most of the time, if you're gonna smoke, it's just more ideal to do it outside for both you and the other person and other people. I don't know.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. I can't speak from firsthand experience.
I rate this 6 cinnamon bears out of 10.
Cinnamon bears? Not even like what about?
Cinnamon bears are actually spicy.
Yeah.
Well,
the white bears specifically. Is there?
I think that's like the only cinnamon candy I know.
Oh, okay.
Except for hot tamales.
Red Hots.
Oh, okay, Red Hots too.
Yeah, you could use that for a different one.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do like 4 more maybe.
4 more.
You do 2, I'll do 2.
Yeah. Okay. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Android products are better quality than Apple products.
Ooh. I hate both.
This is not the question, but I think bang for your buck, Android is better.
Yeah.
But when it comes to quality, I think Apple gives a lot more love into their quality.
Yeah.
Is it way more expensive? Yes, but they give you a lot more love and security.
Yeah. I didn't have an Apple phone for the longest time, and then I finally got one, and now it's like I don't think I can ever really go back.
To be fair, right? Because I am talking about how Apple gives a lot more love. They have been kind of just re-releasing the same phone.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say their morals are high.
Yeah.
But I'm never disappointed with their products.
And I will say, even though they're re-releasing the same phone over and over, I would still say it's still better quality than the new Android.
That's the thing is I also am not the biggest fan of how little they change, they really innovate between generations. I think that's kind of on purpose, but still. But maybe that's just because they don't really need to improve that much between each generation.
Honestly, my opinion is really it's up to personal taste. It's what you want in a phone, because these both offer different things that they play into very well, and it's really up to you. Personally, I think Apple has much better quality than Android, but that's because I use an Apple phone. I chose that.
Okay, I think percentage-wise, because Android is kind of general. Android is Samsung and LG Google Pixel.
Yeah.
I know that there are good Android phones, but I also think that there are a lot of bad Android phones. And I think the difference between that is pretty much every Apple product is of good quality. So percentage-wise, I'd say Apple is better. But that doesn't mean that every Android product is worse. I think that there are that are up to par. or if not, maybe better in some cases.
Yeah. I disagree. To Android products are better than quality than Apple.
Oh, I forgot. Okay, no, I would say disagree.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I would give this 4 JoJo Siwa's X's out of 5.
Ooh.
Let's spice things up, right?
The next card's gonna be like thoughts on JoJo.
It's not even agree or disagree, it's just thoughts on JoJo Siwa.
Yeah. Next one we got is the youngest child is always the favorite.
I think whenever you use the words like always,
you're
just
kind of shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
If that said usually the favorites, then there would be a
conversation
there.
I don't even think we need to talk about this. I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree. I think it's like
maybe we're taking the cowardly route.
I think we are taking the cowardly route, but you know what? Maybe we should do a different one.
Yeah.
You want to do a different one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Jasmine is the hottest Disney princess. And I don't know.
I think the hottest Disney princess is Minnie Mouse.
I think the hottest Disney princess is the fire girl from Elemental. I don't even know if she's a princess, but you can't say that she's not.
What doesn't define a princess?
Exactly. Anyone can be a princess.
I'm a princess.
I'm also a princess.
Milady.
As a princess would say.
Yeah. Now, new hot take alert. City life is better than country life.
Ooh. Well, we are both country boys, so I prefer cities.
Yeah, I prefer city, but like
there's just more to do, and
I might take the coward way out, but like it's really just up to your preference.
Yeah, I mean
that's kind of cowardly of me.
Yeah, well, I think the point of a lot of these is just like
you gotta pick a
you
side.
identify your opinion with the correct opinion.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But like, yeah, I mean, you're right though, because it does depend. Because like, you might not want all the hustle and bustle of the city, and that's okay.
Actually, yeah. Even though I much prefer city life, I actually think country life is better. I think country life is a lot better for your like mental health.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more freeing and riveting, and
less overstimulating.
Yeah. I do think country life is better.
Yeah.
I think sitting in your tractor and buckling up your
chewing on some hay
and. We don't have to deal with certain roommates.
Yeah, that's a benefit for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say country life is probably better. If we didn't have city life to like, if we weren't used to that and we were just like in a country, I think like.
I also think if we took advantage more of city life, like if we went to parties a lot and stuff like that, I think we would have lean more towards city life.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I still prefer city life.
I still am like an advocate of like that stuff, while it's fun for a lot of people, can probably be more problematic.
True, but if someone likes that kind of stuff, you don't get that in country life.
That's true. But imagine, I mean, this might be a stupid argument to make, but it's like, imagine if we never had city life, if we stayed, like, if we never like developed in that way, like, people wouldn't do a bad night. Probably. True. No one would ever have that to compare it to.
Just like if we never had
if no one had ever had sex, we would just
never know. Yeah, there you go.
Never know the pleasure, and then I think we'd all be.
In fact, we would be so much happier.
We would be so much happier. Yeah.
There wouldn't be this.
Virgin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There wouldn't be this virgin stipulation.
Yeah.
God, not like I'm a virgin or anything, but I'm just
not
saying
that I am. But
people hate on them way too much.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Me as a non-virgin, I would never hate.
What's the
as a virgin?
What's the singles day?
Isn't it like virginity rocks?
Yeah, virginity rocks.
Yeah.
That's really the takeaway.
What is this one?
Because city life is better than country life.
City life is better than country life. All right, I disagree.
I disagree as well.
Okay.
Yeah. If we're playing that game, which we are, yeah.
I give this 3 Bowser neutrals out of 5.
Bowser neutrals. Oh, the fire breath. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Now I got to put a graphic of that on screen in case people don't know what that is. I mean, the editor does. Whoever the editor is.
Which is me.
Yeah. I'm acting like I'm the editor.
You're not.
Yeah. I'm as much as the editor as I am a virgin. So, yeah. Anyway, okay. Here it is. Ready? Short guys have better personalities.
Okay, I think we're all
thinking of the same short guy.
Yeah, I think we're all thinking of the same short guy. All right, that's an easy one. Yeah.
I would say worse though.
You know, they have to compensate for something because we know they're not compensating downstairs.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Why would that be true? Why would short guys have better personalities?
Because they don't look above people. You know, they don't look down on people.
Okay. But like, I feel like it balances out in other ways though. Like I feel like, yeah, you don't look down on other people, but like
you feel like you're oppressed.
Yeah, you probably feel more oppressed, and that probably brings your morale down. But maybe you don't care, and then I really commend you. But then you can say the same thing about tall people. I don't know. I think just everyone sucks. I think no one has better personalities.
I think I disagree with this one.
Yeah, I disagree.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, last one. I think this is the last one.
You want to do one more?
One more.
Okay.
This one will be the one to end it all. This one is going to be so hot that the glaciers will melt.
They already are.
Because they knew about that
take.
All right, here it is.
Here we go.
Drum roll, please.